Talk a little bit about Benghazi. Does this election wipe that off the map? Does the president get a pass on what I have said is a 4-tier scandal, not providing security beforehand, not providing rescue to our forces, our diplomats under fire, lying about it, sending Susan Rice to actually lie to the United Nations, the president going out on TV and lying about it for weeks, and now covering it up? 4 separate scandals, and the media has buried this until after Election Day. Will the truth stay buried?
I doubt it. I think that this is a very serious matter, as you suggest, and I think what will happen is, if the House had gone to Democrats, the U.S. House of Representatives, I think that would have been the case, that it would be over. I do think that because the United States House of Representatives is still in Republican hands, that there will be investigations and hearings, and people will be called up to testify, and the truth will ultimately come out as to why the security wasn't there in the first instance, even though it had been requested by the ambassador, and why the assistance wasn't provided to the extent it might have been provided. And I don't think there is any answer as to the third piece of it, why the administration really aggressively went out and tried to leave the impression that it was not an attack against America, that it was not a terrorist attack, but it had some remote connection to some YouTube video that no one had ever seen.
The president says he issued an order to do everything possible to save our people, and yet apparently no orders were issued, certainly no orders were followed. You've been in these situation rooms when these sorts of things would happen. If the president says do something, what kind of generals, what kind of defense secretary and CIA director don't follow an order?
Well, I guess what's required is to really let the investigation play out on that particular question, because my personal belief would be that people in the Defense Department and people in the CIA would have been automatically beginning to figure out what capabilities do we have, how fast can they get there. Let's start moving things in place and be ready and plan in case the president asks us to do something. The president's statement that he asked people to do something, it sounds too vague. It would ask them to do what? Ask who to do what?
As you point out, our military would have actually been taking the steps to do something. It would have almost taken an order to countermand that to get them to not do something.
I think that's right. I should say one other thing. I think the Africa Command, which is something that I got started because I felt that's the one continent where the Department of Defense really didn't have a focus at all. And so we began establishing the Africa Command, AFRICOM, and the reality is that we started doing that in 2005 and 6, and it was immediately put in, I think, in 2007 or 8. But it wasn't staffed up. It didn't have the kinds of capabilities that the Central Command or the Southern Command and other commands have.
As you pointed out, though, you go to war with what you've got,
That's for
not
sure.
what you wish you had.
That's for sure.